Negotiators from Russia, Ukraine, and the United States kicked off trilateral peace talks in Abu Dhabi today. It's the first time all three nations have met for talks since the start of Russia's war in Ukraine in 2022. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, the president's son-in-law Jared Kushner, and Army Secretary Dan Driscoll are representing the U.S. CBS News White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi joins us now. Olivia, what are the expectations for these talks?
Well, Lindsay, simply just trying to get an end to the war in sight, trying to get all three of these parties on the same platform, the same negotiations to really get beyond just a ceasefire, but ending the war as it's about to end its fourth year. Quite notable there. President Zelensky was speaking at Davos earlier in the week, especially after his meeting with President Trump, and he said the peace proposals are nearly ready, but the one thing they are all still held up on is what to do about the land that Russia has taken during the war. It's about 20% of Ukraine that is under Russian control. That's that eastern Donbass region. That remains the sticking point between the parties. President Trump has said that they have tried to negotiate, that people have been making concessions, but still, that's the argument about what to do right there.
Where does President Trump's relationship stand with both President Zelensky and President Putin?
Well, it's a good question because we know that at any given point, one leader or the other could be in the president's line of sight of someone that he would have anger at. We have heard him lash out at President Zelensky, particularly with that very notable Oval Office meeting that happened last February. But President Trump has also said that he's been quite angry at Putin recently in months, especially as, after that August negotiation that they had in Alaska, nothing really came to fruition. And the president does not like being played or the perception of him being played. So this is certainly one of those very key moments where you're first getting all three parties in the same room together. The president at the moment met with Zelensky earlier in the week at Davos. They described that meeting as productive, meaningful, positive, trending in the right direction, but still not seeming to get anywhere close to the finish line. Even Vice President Vance said yesterday when he was in Minneapolis that he's not going to get his hopes up for a potential peace deal because they have in the past, and it's fallen through.
All right, Olivia Rinaldi, thank you.